Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. My brother D. Jefferson in here. And you know what? We got to be absolutely raw, uncut, and unbiased. Salute, D, my brother. How you doing?
What up, Nuke? I'm doing good, bro. How you feeling this morning?
Pretty good, man. But I need to go on a quick little rant before we get started, just to clear up a few things for these fanboys. 1 second, D. Now, look, I just want to tell everybody something straight up and down and be honest and unbiased. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to D. Jefferson, unbiased or biased boxing talk. Salute to, my brother, Two Hands Up. Them the real G's. Mr. H Money, DAZN, Mr. DAZN, salute my brother. If you don't know this brother, check him out. He's a real one. Look, let me be honest and unbiased about something. I got a lot of people coming at me about the Charlo brothers, about, Demetrius Andre. I got a lot of questions we got to answer today, and we're going to get into all of them. But I only respect fighters that want to be great. Turning fights down on short notice, they don't want to be great. Guys pulling out of fights, they don't want to be great. Dudes pricing themselves out of fights, they don't want to be great. Dudes trying to play an A side when you're really the B side. You don't want to be great. And that's why all of these guys are going to get evicted today, because we're not going to play with them. We're not going to take any stance with them. You can hate on Dillian Whyte's style, but you can't hate on the fact that he wants all of the smoke. You can hate, but you can't hate on the smoke. You can hate on Canelo, but you can't hate on the fact that he wants all of the smoke. You can hate on Anthony Joshua, but you can't hate on the fact that he wants all of the smoke. You can hate on Ryan Garcia, but he wants that Cheeseburger Davis smoke right now. See, you can hate on a lot of stuff, but you can't hate on somebody that's trying to be great, that's trying to push the level, who's trying to push the tempo, who wants all of the real smoke. You can't hate on somebody who's literally trying to be great. You can't hate on greatness. You can't hate on somebody that's trying to get this smoke. You can't hate on guys trying to push themselves and fight the best at the best at the best. You can't hate on the truth and people literally trying to be great. And we're not going to play with guys who pull out of fights, guys who duck the top competition and then wants the biggest payday. You need to try to be great. Wilder is not trying to be great. If Deontay Wilder was trying to be great, he would have fought Anthony Joshua. You could have been undisputed versus trying to fight for the same belt that you really technically lost against Fury the first time. See, greatness can only be measured if you're trying to do something special. And being special, see, there's nobody that's running the heavyweight division other than Anthony Joshua right now, because this man has almost all of the belt. He offered Fury to fight. He didn't want it. He offered Wilder to fight. He didn't want it. Let's stop playing. Dillian Whyte offered Fury and Wilder and Ruiz to fight. They didn't want it. We got to be honest and unbiased. Who really wants the truth? We can't play with guys who talks a good game, but then Wilder wants an 8,000-year-old ancient alien mummy in Luis King Kong old ass Ortiz. We can't talk about Andy Reese, all these Andy Reese fanboys and protectors. This fucking dude wants a tune-up for a tune-up fight. Who the fuck needs a tune-up for a tune-up fight? Wilder don't want to be great. He want to get the greatness slapped the shit out of him by Tyson Fury in a fucking trilogy. Let's be honest and unbiased. Let's be honest and unbiased. We back on that bullshit, and we on that real shit because we're going to be honest and unbiased. If I got a fanboy in the chat that want this truth, that want this work, you can quickly come get it, because we finna try to get somebody that want to be great. Salute to David Grace. You're absolutely right. It's a damn shame that Dillian Whyte has to call out a UFC champ because all the other heavyweight guys are cowards. They don't even want that smoke. Everybody say, oh, Andy Reese beats Dillian Whyte. Luis Ortiz beats Dillian Whyte. Wilder beats Dillian Whyte. But none of these guys want to smoke. None of these guys want to smoke. So if it's easy and he's a career high payday, why not go get that smoke? Because they don't want to be great. They don't want what's real. Salute to Martin Dos Santos. Salute my brother. Martin Dos Santos in the building. You got a salute from the landlord. Salute my brother. And now it's time to bring on my brother from another mother, D. Donut Shop Jefferson. D, what's going on, my brother?
What's up with you, dude? Hey, look, check this out, man. Before we get started, I gotta save you. Not save you, but I gotta warn you from something. That dude H Money, he's a fucking clown, bro. And he can get that smoke. I already had an issue with this idiot, but Nuke, don't even waste your time with him. He's an idiot. He's a casual, and don't even waste your time with him. Sometimes you see these guys, they come up, they show you respect, but this dude is a class A clown. So anyway, you know, just adding on. Now I'm going on to boxing, Nuke. Anyway, adding on to what you were saying, bro. I'm getting tired of these Wilder fans, man. I'm telling you, these Wilder fans are relentless. I mean, you go through the equilibrium, through the suit, through the glove gate. Now they want to bring up some Farmer. Now they want to bandwagon with Fury. You know, Fury got all of these estranged fans out of nowhere. But these estranged fans, they only fans just to hate on Joshua, bro. That's it. Now all of a sudden, Fury is supposed to automatically be number one because he demolished a guy that couldn't really box that well. I mean, let's keep it real. Wilder really couldn't box that well. And any of you idiots that didn't see it coming, that's your fault. But we can't overextend or overhype Fury now just because he beat the shit out of Wilder. Wilder had it coming, and Fury was the one to give it to him. Now, in my opinion, AJ Fury is 50-50. Don't jump on my guy bandwagon and start, you know, boosting Fury up just to further hate on Wilder. And I see a lot, on AJ, and I see a lot of that going on, bro. I see a lot of that going on.
I respect that. Mr. Two Hands Up. Salute my brother from another mother. You know, I call Mr. Two Hands Up the truth teller. Because if you want some truth, he going to give it to you, not just raw and uncut, not just unbiased, but he going to give it to you in a way that might hurt your feelings if you a fanboy. Salute to Mr. Two Hands Up in the building.
Man, salute, man. Salute to my bros, man. What we doing, man? We cooking? We cooking or what?
We cooking so much that, man, we gotta flip it over and turn it around. It's almost done because I'm gonna be honest about something. We talking about dudes that don't want to be great. We talking about Andy Reid's and everybody saying that Dillian Whyte's this and that. He's an easy fight, but why don't nobody want to smoke with him? That's what I'm talking about. We're talking about guys who wants to be great, guys who want to go to the next level. We on that bullshit.
Shit. Hey, well, let's get it then, man. You already know I got my hibachi grill fired the fuck up.
Let's do it. And look, and I'm gonna bring on Mr. H Money, Mr. DAZN. And look, you know, it's all everybody on the panel. It's all love. It's all love. Everybody on the panel. It's all love. There's no,
Yo, what up, IBFP, man? Salute to you, man. You know what? Like I was telling you yesterday, you never go by what you hear. You go by what you see. And me, I've been a great example talking about nothing but boxing. The first thing D. Jefferson has to say, he doesn't never even spoke to me, doesn't even know me at all. Old ass nigga over here hating. And I was telling you about this yesterday, bro. The nigga old as hell and he's hating on the young nigga, bro. You got to get your priorities straight, D. Jefferson. You don't even know me, bro. You lame as hell, bro. We never even spoke. This is our first time talking. You lame as hell for that, bro. This is a boxing podcast. You want to talk boxing? Let's debate, and I'll take your old ass to school, nigga.
Bro, listen. First off, you're lying, and I
don't know you. What am I lying about, nigga? I don't know you. You never talked.
You're lying. You're
lying about what, nigga? When have we talked?
Listen, we talked on Johnny.
I never talked to you, nigga. Stop lying, nigga.
We talked on Unrivaled channel. Which
nigga, I never talked to your old ass before ever, nigga.
This is our first time speaking for this dumb shit you doing now. That's all you do.
You the one that came over here with the negative energy, nigga. IBFP came to me,
bro. This dude.
IBFP, you want to debate? Let's talk boxing.
Hold on, fellas. Let's go ahead and squash this right now. Look. We all family, but I tell you what, since we got a little history,
this clown ass nigga, man. I'm not even joking, bro. I don't.
He's shook. He's scared. Ducker.
I don't fuck with this dude, Luke. I'm telling you.
Shook. You want to be great? Debate me. We talk
about
you
want to debate, bro. You want to be great? You don't know shit about boxing.
Exactly.
Debate. I will fucking demolish.
Debate.
Clown. That's why it ain't about boxing. You're a fucking clown, bro. You're not even worth my fucking
Shook. You don't want to.
I tell you what, fellas, if we got a disagreement down the line, you two will handle that shit like G's, and then we'll just keep it pushing. Right now, let's just talk this boxing shit. And you know, we're going to throw it to Mr. Two Hands Up on this Dillian Whyte shit. Why does nobody want to fight Dillian, the body snatcher Whyte? Two Hands.
Man, to be perfectly honest, I don't think nobody want to fight Dillian Whyte because there's not too many fighters that are willing to go the Dillian Whyte route, which means knock out as much top 10 talent that he's been knocking out. Now, I mean, if we look at Anthony Joshua and the body of work that he's been putting in, the only person that you could probably exalt above Dillian Whyte's body of work is Anthony Joshua, and that's just in the collective of top 10 opponents, because we already know the old saying is steel sharpens motherfucking steel. So if it comes down to steel sharpens steel, Dillian Whyte probably got the sharpest knife right now. He's been constantly in back-to-back wars, and he keeps looking for all the smoke. He ain't running from it, bro. He's running to it. So I don't know if these other heavyweights, I don't know if Andy Ruiz, if he just been slacking off and he just don't want that work, but clearly they offered it to him in the States and they offered it to him abroad. He didn't want it, and they increased the offer. But, you know, all of that Twitter beefing and shit, that's all irrelevant. But when we look at the body of work and we look at what heavyweights are doing, Dillian Whyte has proven to go through the ringer time and time again and come out unscathed. And there's been times where he almost got his head knocked off, but he continuously keeps on doing it. So I can't hate on the individual like that. I got to look at the other individuals, seeing what they doing, and then you kind of got to question them, because it seems to me that he running right into the woods to the forest fire like he's smoking and shit.
That's absolute facts. That's absolute facts. Dillian Whyte runs to the smoke while other dudes are fucking running from it. DJ, do you want to talk on this Dillian Whyte shit?
Yeah, bro. You know, the hate for Dillian Whyte is real, fam. And Andy Ruiz, he had no reason to not fight Dillian Whyte. That's the perfect fight to bounce back off this loss from AJ and get your name back in the mix of things. There's no need for him to talk about time in between fights, tune-ups. You don't need that, bro. You don't need that. All you need to do is get your fat ass in the gym, put the chalupas down, and you will be prepared and ready for that fight against Dillian Whyte. So, you know, it's a lot of hate. Why the avoided Whyte for so long? Like, these guys don't want the smoke. They don't want the smoke from Dillian Whyte.
That's
and it would be a good. I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad, Nuke.
My brother. Speak on the two ends.
I was just gonna say it would be a good fight to see, because the way I look at the Dillian Whyte, the way I look at the Andy Ruiz matchup is, you look at a guy, you know what I'm saying, like Andy Ruiz, you know, he looks good with short hooks, you know what I'm saying, with taller fighters, because, you know, he actually got the height advantage, you know. I mean, he's got the height disadvantage, which works better for his style against taller fighters. But when you look at Dillian Whyte's height, reach ratio, they standing about even kill. So, you know, we all know Dillian Whyte likes to mix it up on the inside. He likes being intimate with his opponent right in the phone booth. And his best shot is his left hook. Andy Ruiz's best shot is his left hook. But I feel as though Andy Ruiz's work would be a little bit more smothered than Dillian Whyte's in that phone booth, because of, you know, their dimension. So I think, you know, Dillian, it would be a nasty inside fight in the phone booth. They would be hooking each other head off, and somebody be getting knocked the fuck out, man. And I don't think it'll be Dillian Whyte.
Woo! To Miss H Money, Mr. DAZN, what do you think about this Dillian Whyte wanting all the smoke, my brother?
You know, it's a part of his nature, man. He's one of these type of guys. He doesn't care about losing or anything. He just wants to fight. You know, Dillian Whyte, you could tell by his resume, you know, fighting Anthony Joshua, wins over Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora. You know, the guy wants smoke. You know what I mean? I believe it was another fighter that it was Derek Chisora. It was Anthony Joshua. He fought Joseph Parker, and it was another
Lucas Brown.
It was another guy though. It was like a top-notch heavyweight that I'm missing on his resume.
Oscar Rivas too, undefeated big puncher.
Oscar Rivas, definitely. You know what I'm saying? He's a good fighter, bro. And one thing, he's not scared. And like some people try to say, IBFP, that it's a low risk, low reward. But last time I checked, Dillian Whyte is clocking in millions in the UK, making millions. He got his own fighters. You know what I'm saying? So the guy, he's a millionaire. He brings a lot to the table. So they just try to put shade on him and say it's a low risk. I mean, a low reward, you know, so they just be hating, you know. I really want to debate D. Jefferson if he goes some nuts, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know, we're going to keep it peaceful, but I tell you one thing, you and D can get that work in. If we come to something and it goes off the rails, you guys can get that work in for sure. Let's just keep it boxing for right now, though, my brother. Let's get to that next topic. Jermell Charlo versus Erislandy Lara. You know, Jermell Charlo's put in a request, I believe, with the WBC to try to get that fight going. What do you think about that, D. Jefferson?
Yo, man, I think that's the type of shit we want to see Jermell Charlo do. You know what I mean? come off that win against Tony Harrison and defend well. And I think fighting against Erislandy Lara, I don't think anybody should complain to Charlo like that. That's not a well defense. You know what I mean? I would like to see him unify, but the other champions have to be willing to do it. So if he's not going to unify, I wouldn't say that Lara's a bad fight for him because Lara can beat him. That's what you want to see these guys get in a fight with somebody that can actually beat him.
What's your
instead of fighting?
What's your early prediction on that, D. Jefferson, real quick? What's your? I'm gonna give everybody early.
Early prediction, man.
It can always change. You know how shit go.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do film on it, but like right off the bat, you would want to say maybe the Lara upset split decision, huh?
Ooh, that's
Hold on, so is it Jermell or Jamal?
Jermell.
Oh, Jermell at 154. See, now I don't have a problem with Jermell. Now I'm actually kind of starting to like Jermell because it seems like Jermell is the one that likes to fight out of the two brothers. But when it comes down to it, an Erislandy Lara fight at 154 with Jermell Charlo, my thing is this: in the last Tony Harrison fight, I still saw the same patterns that he put in the first fight. He just kind of disregarded the jab. He stayed away from the jab. He was loading up on the power shots, and he was shooting the overhand rights and the overhand lefts a little too much for my liking. But if Jermell stays behind the jab, stays studious, smart, and does diligence, and just works the jab, works outside, and really looks for the appropriate shots, I think that he can hit him with a bomb. But my thing is this: we all know Lara got that Cuban fighting background, bro, and he likes to lay weight in the pocket. He's a counter puncher, bro. He play that catch and shoot game. If Jermell overshoots that thing, bro, he gonna catch a check hook and go to sleep, man. So I ain't really on the prediction wave right now. I kind of see it as a 50-50 fight for real, but I like Lara's style to prevail more in this situation than Jermell's, though.
Ooh, hell of a breakdown, two hands. Hell of a breakdown. H Money, Mr. Detroit, my brother from another mother. What's your insight on this, and who's your early prediction?
Lara versus Charlo. I would have to say Charlo. Charlo's gonna beat him. Lara's too old. You know, we talk about Luis old ass Ortiz. What about Lara old ass, bro? He's been fighting for a long time since the Paul Williams days. You know, I think he's past his prime. It showed against Jerry Hurd in the 12th round when he took a knockdown. I feel like Lara could do a few good things, but I think Charlo will be too much. And ultimately, I think Charlo will stop him. Just being honest.
And you know what? I respect everybody's opinion because, you know what? This is a hell of a hard fight to kind of see. I can understand that Erislandy Lara is 36 years old. So at what point does age catch up with him? See, the young Lara would have never let Jared Hurd drop him at the end of that fight. But then again, Lara was also trying to appease the judges by sitting in the pocket a little more, trying to trade a little more because he's had to face different controversial fights. So now at this point, when you see Lara, I think that it could go one of two ways. I think it's a 50-50 fight, similar to the way you can see it. I think Charlo can knock him out and win definitively. But if it goes to the cards, I think Lara might end up getting robbed. I think they might just give it to Charlo. I think because they don't want another Tony Harrison situation. I think that's what will happen. I think Lara can win a decision. Charlo gets the knockout. It really depends on which comes first. If Lara has enough left in the tank, he'll take the guy down to 12 rounds. If he doesn't, Charlo catches him, puts him to sleep.
Right, because with me, man, my whole thing is this. You know, when we think of the Jared Hurd match and we just think of Jermell Charlo, we just think of their tendencies. Jared Hurd brings a whole different type of pressure than Jermell Charlo. It's up close, it's real intimate, and it's personal. You know, Jermell's going to give you that mid-range pressure because he wants that range so he can hit you with that bomb and really put that full extension on his punch. So I feel like if Erislandy Lara's got that type of pressure where he's spaced out at range, oh, man, he could definitely catch him and just point him all night. You know, so I see it as a 50-50, man. I don't think 36 is too old. I think, you know, even with the way Jared Hurd brings a whole different level of pressure, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole different type of sandwich, bro. So I don't know. Like, I would love to see that fight because stylistically, you know, that joint does have to leave a question mark for me.
And I'm going to tell everybody something. Yes or no? Jermell Charlo, does he want to be great? He challenged Demetrius Andre. Andre pulled out. Jermell Charlo wants to eat his Landy Lara smoke. He wanted to unify with Jared Hurd. He wants to unify the 154 division. I respect Jermell Charlo. And, you know, I don't respect the guy for crying over video games, but I do respect him that he wants all the smoke. He's trying to be great. He's trying to fight the best fighters. You guys believe that Jermell Charlo is trying to be great?
Man, I like the kid, man. I'm starting to like the
trying
kid.
to turn it around, bro. I feel like he is. Yeah, I feel like he's trying to turn it around, you know.
Yeah. Go ahead, D. Go
He's
ahead.
doing more than his fucking brother. Oh, yeah. I was just saying he's doing more than his brother right now.
Absolutely.
Go ahead,
The way
Mr.
I look at Jermell Charlo is, I look at Jermell Charlo as the guy, you know what I'm saying, that they didn't put too much stock into. And I think Jermell was the guy that they wanted to put so much stock into. Out of the twin brothers, I kind of felt like they were comfortable throwing Jermell to the wolves at 154 a little bit, because we know Erickson Lubin was supposed to be this whole big killer. He was the guy that they was betting all his money on. They was giving him all the promotion and everything. And then, you know, Jermell went in there and had to starch him. We know Tony Harrison's got a nice, you know, he's got that crunk, he's got that definitive crunk style, stays behind the jab, uses his counters real well. He went in there and outboxed. He went in there, he lost that first fight, but then he came back and knocked him out the second fight. My whole thing is this: Jermell don't flee from the smoke. So if Jermell's going to continue on this path, he's going to fight Lara. If he's, because you know he was dead ass trying to fight Hurd with no tune-up, but Hurd got beat. So, you know, if you look at it like that, bro, I kind of got to respect the kid, man, because I'm looking at his heart, man, and I think, you know what I'm saying, he TTG. He trained to go.
Woo! What do you think about this, H Money? You think that Jermell Charlo trying to be great out here in these streets?
Great. That's like you said, unification bouts, trying to clean out the division. That leans towards being great. You know what I mean? You know, I like Charlo. You know, it's just that PBC thing. You know, these guys are using sides of the street. I just don't like that part about it. You know, I like the Charlos. There's just that Andrade situation. It feels like Andrade really pulled both of the brothers' cards in a way. You know, so the image has been blemished a little bit after Eddie Hearn been exposing the Charlo brothers. It makes them look kind of bad. You know, Eddie Hearn offering these big offers to make these fights, from the $7 million offer to Jermell Charlo to unify with Andrade. But Jermell Charlo, he's trying to wipe out his division. So I like Charlo, but at 154 is a wild card by the name of Israel, the Dream, Madrimov. They say he the next Triple G, Mr. Two Hands Up, man. So you guys keep an eye on him at 154.
Yeah, Israel's the truth. Israel's the truth. I really like him.
What do you think about Israel, D. Jeff?
So how? Yeah, Israel the truth, but I'm just interested. How did Demetrius Andre pull Jermell's card? I'm interested in that. How did that go down?
He was supposed to fight both of the brothers. If you didn't know, at first he was supposed to fight Jermell Charlo. You know what I'm saying? And the Charles was saying he wasn't having money. They used every excuse. He doesn't have any money. Now he's a multi-millionaire. He's active. He's a world champion. What's the point? Undefeated fighter. Why not fight him? To be great, like we talking about.
I did know. Well, I did know, but did you know that Andre is the one that pulled out of that Charlo fight? Did you know that?
He pulled out the fight, and what happened?
Andre pulled out the fight. So hold on. If Andre pulled out the fight, how did he pull Jermell's
Why he pulled out the fight?
Jermell was ready to fight. Andre pulled out the fight.
Why did he pull out the fight?
Demetrius Andre.
Yeah, I know it sounds good that he pulled out the fight, but why did he pull out the fight?
He said he pulled out the fight. Hold on, fellas. Andrade said he pulled out the fight because of financials. He said he was getting $250,000, and he said that wasn't enough money. But we fact checked this, and it came out that Andrade was really offered $500,000, much more. Mm-hmm. It looks like it looks like, honestly, it looks like a duck. It looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, talk like a duck. Andrade didn't want to Jermell smoke for whatever reason. But he was, low key, he ducked him because, at the end of the day, Andrade did get offered more than what he said. And, we also got the receipts where he was even potentially being sued. And, at the end of the day, there's nothing you can really say about that. But as far as Jermell Charlo, Jermell straight up ducked Andrade.
Well, I just want to say this. Regis Prograis did the same thing with that Josh Taylor fight. At first, financially, the fight wasn't right. Regis pulled out for a second, renegotiated the fight, and what happened? The fight, it went on. It was a fight. This happens in boxing. It's business. This is business. You know what I'm saying? What about now? He got Eddie Hearn promoting him. What about now? They still using that excuse of D. Jefferson? Are you still using that as an excuse?
Bro, you're talking about two different brothers. First off, you're talking about Jermell, and we all agree that Jermell ducked him. But what you said was he pulled both.
Jermell, isn't Jermell the undefeated brother? Isn't he the better brother?
So what? That's not the point. The point is he didn't duck Jermell.
Isn't he?
I mean, Jermell didn't duck him. He ducked Jermell, and you said it wrong.
Ducked Jermell. I don't agree with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Of course, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. He didn't duck him. Charlo was struggling with Harrison, lost to Harrison. Come on now. Let's just be real. Andrade's way better than Charlo and take him to school any day. Pulling up on the press conferences, walking up on him in the hallways, saying when we gonna fight. And what Charlo saying, I don't want to fight Andrade. Making every excuse, let him wait, let him suffer. That's your excuse, bro. Nah, he want to fight. Eddie Hearn making offers. What about PBC? Where the Charlo offers? Andrade calling both of them out. Why none of the brothers want to fight?
Well,
I mean, to be perfectly honest, like this situation is kind of like, I don't know, because I try to look at it objectively from both, you know what I'm saying, perspective. You know what I'm saying? I done listened to both sides of the arguments, you know what I'm saying, for the past week about, you know, Andre's side, about, you know what I'm saying, Mel's side, you know, one, you know what I'm saying, on in one article, and then I've even looked them up. One article, it was saying the guy was offered, what, $250,000. Then the other team trying to say they offered him $500,000. Andrade was trying to say he wasn't offered that or whatever. Now, the financial discrepancies, that's whatever. But if you want to fight, at the end of the day, make the fucking fight. But see, I think there's a couple things in place that might be stopping them too. Because if you look at it right now, if Eddie Hearn tried to email this man several times and he done sent over offers and he was even willing to let Andre go to Fox, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like. It's kind of like, man, it looks bad on both behalves. But I mean, both of y'all sitting on your hands really don't have nothing to do. So I mean, there's no reason why both of y'all shouldn't be able to fight. It's not like you have to move a mountain to make it happen. I mean, just make the fucking fight happen. So it's at the end of the day, I mean, it's kind of like it's really objective and mainly subjective, because you can really pick and choose, like where it's like I can agree with certain aspects of, you know, Jermell's side, and I can agree with certain aspects of Meech's side. I just think them niggas need to fight or just do away with it, because both of them kind of look kind of funny, you know what I mean, in a situation.
Well, I got a question I want to ask the panel. You know, look, as far as the two fighters, the Charlo brothers and the Andrades, who looking like they want the smoke? Who's making the offers? Like you said, two hands. You said Eddie Hearn said Charlo go to PBC and fight. The same thing with Tevin Farmer would have went to PBC and fight. You know, Gervonta Davis. The same thing with Joshua willing to go to Showtime and fight Wilder. It's the same situation.
Right. Like, see, for me personally, like I never really looked at, you know, the Demetrius Andre situation, or even in the Jermell situation. I never really looked at it like too much of a duck, because I was just like, it was kind of like a contract discrepancy, and I really didn't get to see fully on both sides, like really get to open it up and really look at all portions of the argument. I only get, you know what I'm saying? You're not really getting the whole argument. But as far as Jermell Charlo, and as far as Demetrius Andre, oh hell yeah, you ducking him. He's made several offers to you. He's even willing to send this fighter over to Fox for a unification bout. And I mean, shit. So at the end of the day, Jermell is definitely ducking. Jermell, I kind of put on a different playing field, because Jermell ain't really shown me no signs of pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's willing to fight.
And I'm agree with that too. I'm gonna say, you know, it's Jermell that's ducking the smoke. I think that Jermell wanted all the smoke. I think the evidence, the facts support it. But as far as what's going on right now, 160, Andrade wants all of the Jermell Charlo smoke. Jermell Charlo wants nothing to do with Demetrius Andre. Demetrius Andre is a good fighter. He's a crafty fighter, and he's a problem for a lot of these guys. You know, sometimes people think I don't like Demetrius Andre, and I've always been a big supporter of Demetrius Andre. I think he's a good fighter, and I think that, you know, when he gets into a big fight, he'll be able to show some of his skill sets. But styles truly do make fights. And I think a fight with, you know, looking at the film study with Jermell Charlo and Andrade, it's a closer fight than what people think, because of the stylistic matchup, because of what Charlo does right. But Andrade has a lot of different diverse skills too. So I think that's a great matchup. But as far as Jermell Charlo wants all of the smoke. Make no mistake about that.
Absolutely.
Definitely. But he 154. You know what I'm saying? That's 154 pounds. You know what I mean? So there's different weight classes. You know, Jermell Charlo is the undefeated fighter. Jermell Charlo took a loss. Most people consider Jermell Charlo to be the better fighter between the brothers.
And we just got another person that joined the chat. Salute, my brother. You want to speak?
Yeah, this is Johnny Boy, man. What's up, y'all?
Salute, Johnny Boy.
Yeah, I don't mean to IBFP. You know, I got love.
Johnny Ho, Johnny Ho, Johnny Bum, the racist, calling people niggas, calling people niggas. That's what you calling black people niggas.
Hold on, everybody. If you guys want to debate, you can debate.
Yeah, that's what I want to debate about. I want to ask him why he calling black people niggas.
I ain't call nobody. I called you a bitch ass nigga.
Why you saying nigga?
Because I do whatever. Because nobody tells me how to speak.
You just got exposed, bro.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be saying
hey,
you're a racist. You're a racist, bro. Stop. Keep it. You gonna keep it boxing because your channel not popping.
Hold on,
homie. What's the beef over? First of all,
here. Let me say my piece.
Call me a nigga.
H money.
Johnny Boy, and then we'll go to zone. Johnny Boy, what you speak?
H money. Here, listen, bro. You disrespected my cancer-stricken father, bro.
Bro, you called me a nigga.
I ain't call nobody.
Don't call me a nigga then.
I ain't
call me a nigga then, bro.
I said
you understand? Don't call me nigga. Don't matter of fact, don't call no black person a nigga.
Man,
don't call no black person a nigga.
Bro, check this out.
You know what I'm saying? Because to every
H money, I don't give a fuck.
You a loser, bro. You're a bum. I slapped the cigarette out your mouth. I slapped the cigarette out your mouth, bro. And I said my location.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you speak.
It's a certain time and a place for certain shit. What y'all boys got going on, ain't none of that shit conducive to boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
All the bitch ass niggas talking all of the shit about, you know what I'm saying, beefing with one another. That shit don't have nothing to do with boxing. If y'all want to handle that shit on some other time, that's that. But I mean, you know what I'm saying, where y'all niggas is going right now, it's kind of out of pocket for the show. You feel me? So
I was just gonna say.
You came with the energy, bro. You just brought
can I finish talking?
Here, bro.
Can I finish talking?
Nah, because you ain't talking about boxing, bro.
Can I finish?
Are you talking about boxing? You talking about the topic?
Can I finish? Can I finish my piece, bro, or not? Anyways, I was just gonna say. I mean, that's where I came out of the gate, and I said, "BFP, D, y'all know I got love for you." Didn't mean nothing by it. All I was just gonna say was, bro,
man, shut your whole ass up, bro.
Hold on, hold on 1 second, H Money. Just let him finish his sentence real quick.
All I was just gonna say, and I'm not, and I talk my little shit or whatever, but bro, I'm gonna tell you, and we can move on from this after, y'all know I got love for you, but bro, I'm gonna tell you this right now, H Money. If I ever run into you, I'm breaking.
I sent my location. Head. What you waiting on?
Huh?
I sent you my location. What you waiting on? When I expose you, what you waiting on? Mm-hmm. Are you here to talk boxing? Mm-hmm. Your channel not popping, bro. You a loser, and I'll slap the cigarette out your mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, loser.
Keep that same energy, bro.
I said my location. What you waiting on?
Let's move on.
You call me a nigga to my face, like I said,
bro. I'm gonna smack the fuck out of you and call you whatever I want to, bro.
Yeah, exactly, bro. You're not even talking boxing, bro. You a loser. Get this bum out of here.
I just said let's move on.
Bum out of here.
Okay, fellas, let's talk
boxing. Let me point something out. Let me point something out real quick.
All right,
let me point something out real quick.
I already
Johnny was trying to say something, and you don't know what he was gonna say.
Bro, who is you? You his lawyer or something? Who are you?
Hold up.
You is.
Did you not just hear IBFP tell you to shut up?
What the fuck?
I'm trying to talk some sense into you.
The Johnny Ho needs a spokesman now.
I don't need nothing.
You don't need a spokesman.
Yeah,
this is about what's right. Wait, this is about what's right and what's wrong.
This is
about what's right and what's wrong. And here's the reality is this. You didn't know what Johnny was going to You didn't know what Johnny was going to say. All right. You came out and called him a racist. You're not keeping it boxing when it comes to Johnny Boy. You don't get to call him a racist before he finishes a fucking
sentence. I'm not the only one that
then tell him to keep it boxing.
Everybody call him a racist. Everybody call him a racist.
No, everybody don't call him a racist.
Everybody call him a racist.
No, do you call him a racist?
You calling black people niggas.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on 1 second. H Money. You know, it seems like, you know, you got a lot of smoke. Everybody wants smoke with you right now, my brother. We'll bring you back another time because it seems like it's causing a lot of controversy at the moment.
These hoes, man, racist, man. I'm exposing
you a
these
clown
drums,
ass
man.
nigga. That's why.
Yeah, I expose these drums. Expose Johnny Ho. Sent the location. Meet up, chump. Meet up,
and you
chump.
wasn't talking
D. Jefferson,
That's
you
all
a
you
hoe and you old,
Hey,
bro.
funny.
That's all you
I'm
exposed,
taking that
motherfucker. That's all
Shut
you
up.
exposed,
Shut
motherfucker.
up.
Because
Expose
he didn't even get one
It's funny. I'm
sentence
gonna
out.
take you next
And
time.
you call him a racist, and then you tell him to keep it boxing.
I was listen. All right, now, let's enjoy the silence now. Now, I was just gonna. All I was wondering was, like I said, IBFP and D. Y'all know I got love for you. I didn't mean to disrespect the show or nothing like that. I just fucking seen Buddy was up on here and dude was talking shit about my father who's got cancer right now, talking about I hope he dies slow and all this other stuff. So I had to say something.
And Johnny boy, you know, I wish your father get a speedy recovery, my brother. Prayers to the man.
Thank you.
We want to always show respect, man, and we just trying to keep this shit boxing. We try to fighters want to be great, man. What topic are we on right now, fellas?
Yeah, no doubt.
Shit, I don't even know, man. My fucking brain just went on overload. Like,
I don't even remember.
It's okay. It's okay, because you know what we've done? We've gotten like at least about 40 comments from people that got a lot of questions about a lot of shit. So we're just going to start going through them, and we're going to see what everybody says. And, you know, one of the questions we got from Wasi Ramans, and he said, out of Andrade and Charlo, who has the better odds of beating Canelo? And who would win in a fight between Andrade and Charlo? And we're talking about Jermell.
Oh, in my opinion, if you want to know my opinion, I'll tell you straight up. Andrade boxed him and beats him easy. That's just no question. That ain't even a 50-50 fight in my opinion. If you want to call it 50-50 based off, if you know what I'm saying, their bodies of work, I can understand that. But as far as both of their skill sets or whatever, Andre smokes that boy, man.
Ooh. Well, I don't know, bro. Here lately, Mr. Two Hands, I don't know. I've been, you know, I never really was up on Andre. Everybody know that about me.
Oh, I know what you saying.
I still don't, you know what I mean? I still don't see what a lot of people see in him. So, and he hasn't really had a fight to show me it yet. Not in my opinion, because I didn't.
Hey, D, but you want to know what you don't see? That thing that you don't see that other people happen to catch is that same thing certain people that hate on Manny Pacquiao don't see. Like that whole hoppy, off balance, always shooting a jab from the awkward angles and all of that shit, that hoppy in and out kind of style. Andre kind of got it. He's got his own whip, and he a southpaw. So he already backwards. So for him to be southpaw on his toes like that with an in and out style and to stay behind the jab, it already looks super awkward. You know what I mean? But that's all.
Yeah. But the difference between Manny and Andre is Manny has shown it to me.
Right. I already know that. I wasn't going there. I was just speaking on the styles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel you, but I'm just saying, if Andre showed me against higher level competition, then I'll be convinced. But I can't be convinced because he's not doing it against nobody that's really relevant. You know what I mean?
I think.
Yo! Shout out to the whole panel, man. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Yeah, shit, man.
Man, I always forget your name, bro. I've talked to you like 8 fucking times, and I still can't. That's your name, King?
Yeah. Just call me King Unbiased.
I've talked to you like 6 or 7 times, Joe, and I fucking still can't. Like, damn, bro, what's this guy? I'm forgetting.
It's all good, bro. What are you guys cooking on? Jermell versus Andrade?
Yeah, we got a question. Who wins out of the fight between Andrade and Jermell? And who's the next one? Johnny boy, you gonna take it? Red Glove, then Unbiased.
Oh, all right. I would say it's Andrade and Charlo. You said?
Yes, sir.
I would say Andrade on points, man. I'd love to see that fight, though, bro. There'd be a lot of shit talking in the build-up and everything the fuck else, too. They both got title. Like, it's a good fight. It's a good fight, man. But I would lean towards Andrade.
It's a hell of a fight. Red Glove, what you got, my brother?
Good fight. You know, I'm always up for unification. I don't care who it is. For me, it's about Darwinism, you know. And I may not be an atheist, but when it comes to boxing, it's about survival of the fittest. And we need to get these belts consolidated. I definitely would love to see it. Personally, I would predict the same thing as Johnny. I think that Andre would win on points, but it's a good fight, and it wouldn't surprise me if Charlo were to stop him. You know, and that's what makes this fight good. Like I don't like to see these fights where you have a sacrificial lamb. You know who the hell's gonna win. So it's a good fight, but that's my prediction. Andre on points.
Okay. And Unbiased, my brother from another mother. Who do you got? Jermell Charlo, Demetrius Andrade in the fight right now.
Originally I had Andrade winning it, but after seeing his performance versus Luke Keeler, I'm sorry, bro. That Jermell knocks that guy out. Ooh. Like I understand people don't like, you know, Jermell. He's a PBC fighter. I get it. PBC fighters, you know, they don't want to sign contracts for the highest paydays. We get that, but I can't lie to myself about what I see in the ring. Like I see, like somebody pointed this out to me even more about Andrade. Like he is a southpaw, but he doesn't take advantage of the southpaw stance because he squares up and his footwork is so sloppy that he can't do what like a Lomachenko, Usyk, those guys take clear advantage of the southpaw. So with him, and he also jabs and puts his foot on the inside of an orthodox fighter. Like you're definitely not supposed to do that. You know what I mean? So there's things he does that I could easily see Charlo just clipping him like early, late. Charlo is a workhorse, great chin. It's going to be a tough fight for Andrade, and we've never even seen him fight a guy that is like Charlo. You know what I mean? But we've seen Charlo fight southpaws. So I don't know. I would definitely pick Charlo in the fight. I'm leaning towards him, especially after Andrade's performance. It looks like he's regressing. It looks like he's almost out of his prime. He's 32 as well, so technically he is leaving his prime. So that's a fact. But
Ron Boy Fresh says, but Andrade didn't even come with his full toolbox on purpose versus Luke Keeler, though. So I guess that's his combat to you, Unbiased.
Oh,
well, I mean, I've seen even so, I've seen him with his full toolbox. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, look, it just looks like he's regressing to me. You know, from his performances, it just looks like they keep getting worse. And he's 32. He technically is leaving his prime. So it just, I don't know. It just doesn't look like he's improving to me.
You know, King, that's a good point, bro. Because I was never one of these dudes because I hate when people say, oh, he's fighting down to his level of competition. Like, no. Fuck all that, bro. You ain't going to do that and then end up getting clapped, bro. That's not.
Wait a minute. But Ron Boy Fresh says his full toolbox makes easy work of Sulecki. Now, the only thing I'm going to say to that is fucking Sulecki. So, I don't know how much stock to put in a Sulecki.
Gabe Rosado.
That's where Ron Boy Fresh is trying to go with, Daniel Jacobs was straight normalized against Sulecki and fucking struggled with that man. Yeah. And Demetrius Andre walked him. So I guess if you're looking at it from that standpoint, that's where he coming from. But there's always somebody else you can compare somebody to. What I'm saying is there was a statement that was made on ESPN. I can't remember who said it, but certain fighters rise to the occasion when it deals with certain opposition. Like if you look at Tyson Fury, he don't get up for certain people, but then he comes out there for certain fighters and he just smokes them, makes them quit or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But two hands, Tyson Fury, he rose to the occasion because he actually stepped up and fought that guy. Whereas Andrade in his whole career has never had to do that. So we technically don't know if that's possible for Andrade.
Well, he about to fight Liam Williams.
But hey, I agree with Johnny Boy with the statement of sometimes guys get the excuse of he fought down to his lower competition. Because you know what, if the guy is that low, then you really should be knocking him out in 3 or 4 rounds. So if that to me doesn't make that much sense. But when somebody shows a pattern of it, like Tyson Fury, whereas that's a fact with Tyson Fury, and we've seen it throughout his whole career, then you can say that. But with Andrade, we've never even, he's not really had to step up at all. So
I had seen something what's up, D? It's been a while, bro. How you doing?
What up, Johnny Boy, man? I just I can't stand that fucking clown H Money, bro. So
well, that's
just
why
want to tell you,
like I said, I don't mean to come over here like fucking talking IBF's peace channel. You know, I got love for him, but I was fuck all that noise. It's past boxing. But anyways, I seen something about they was talking about fucking one of the bigger Charlo versus Lara, and I seen read an article last night. I don't know. Does that intrigue you guys, or is Lara shot? I was just curious.
Well, shit. I mean, I'm cool with it because there's certain people that ducked Laura, and like Andrade, that would have been a nice fight. But
yeah, I'm saying, but you think Lara's still got enough in the tank to make it interesting?
Who, with Mel?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And we kind of went over this a few minutes ago. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I know Two Hands. What did you say about that fight, Two Hands?
I said, I think it's a 50-50 fight, but I think Lara wins it.
Yeah, man. It's an interesting fucking styles matchup. That's the only reason I brought it up. I had read something about it, So.
Absolutely. That's what I was saying. I said, Jermell, he's the type of fighter, he likes to pressure you from mid-range where, Jared Hurd has to, he pressures you up close in the phone booth.
Up in the chest. Yeah, right.
In mid-range, Lara, he's got that, he's a slick counter puncher and he likes to roll off the counter, and hook off the counter. So Jermell ain't gonna be able to do what Jared Hurd did at mid-range, so that's why I think Lara's gonna be able to just pick him apart with his boxing.
That's true too.
And Box Watch TV said Charlo is not knocking Andrade out, no way. Now, the only thing I'll say to this, to Box Watch, salute to you, Box Watch. The only thing I'll say is we've seen Andrade drop before. We don't know what his chin is because he's never faced a Derevyanchenko. There's a lot of unknowns about Andrade, and that's my only thing. So. And we know that Jermell does have some pop. I mean, what do you guys think? Is there? Andrade can get slept?
In comparison to Andrade, right? With Jermell, we've seen him versus J-Rock, right? At 154, J-Rock's considered elite. Like the dude just beat Hurd. We've seen him versus Korobov.
This was pre-Hurd though.
That's true. You could say that. That's true. But he also fought Korobov. I mean, yes, Korobov was not ranked at the middleweight, but let's be honest. Like Korobov would dust Selecki off. Like, let's be honest about Selecki real quick. Okay, Selecki almost got stopped by Gabe Rosario in the 9th round.
Thanks.
That was fun.
Okay, and let's be real. Gabe is not a player at the middleweight division. So, I mean, like, Selecki is what he was, and I even gave Andrade credit for the win, but I'm not going to sit here and boost it up like it's, hold it up to a high magnitude when I truly believe Korobov would dust off Selecki or anybody Andrade has fought at middleweight.
Man, Gabe's cuts start opening while he's walking into the ring still. Flat out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a little bit, I don't know, like I fuck with Andre real heavy. And my thing is, I think when people look at fighters and they're looking at them in the ring, I think certain people see certain things. And, everybody sees things differently when they look at a fight. Now, when I see Demetrius Andre, when he comes out there, I know he's very confident in his skill set. And his skill set is at a very high level. But he's such an in and out fighter. And for a southpaw to be on his feet the way he is, he kind of squares up, gets a little too excited. And that's when he gets clipped and gets dropped in the earlier rounds. It's not like his opposition is fucking great and he's just getting clipped. He allows himself to get in that position. You know what I mean? Now, if he just stayed disciplined, I mean, shit, he probably wouldn't see himself in that position, man. But Demetrius Andre comes out on his toes, excited. He allows it. He put himself in position when he makes it safe. But then when he get touched, he like, okay, now I'm going to get behind this jab and I'm going to beat you the fuck up with these hooks from mid-range. But that's just my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I got another question. Kevin says, where did all this love from Demetrius Andrade come from? A couple of months, no one but the LDBC fanboys were pushing for a Canelo Andrade fight next. Is that the best fight to make right now, Andrade versus Canelo? Or
nobody said that.
Are we missing something?
Oh, nah. Let's be real. Like, the reason why I think that Charlo versus Canelo is a bigger fight than Andrade versus Canelo, because me personally, I think Jermell beats Andrade. So and then when you add in and you top on top of that, nobody knows who Andrade is. Like if we're talking about financial, that would be Charlo. And in my opinion as well, if we're talking about like just fight, I think Canelo beats Andrade easy, and I think Canelo beats Charlo easy. But I think Charlo beats Andrade. So that for me would mean that Andrade is the weaker link of all three. And then if you add Derevyanchenko into the situation, which we never do because he's kind of like the dark horse, I think Derevyanchenko could beat Andrade or Charlo, right? But he has no belt. So
I agree with that. Derevyanchenko could be the dark horse of the entire 160 division because he gave Danny Jacobs some problems. Most people thought he beat Triple G. Derevyanchenko's is a problem low key that most people aren't really paying attention to.
I thought he beat Triple G. I scored that fight twice, man. I had it 8-4 each time, bro. But he got dropped in the first. I had it 115, 112 both times. I scored that fight.
Yeah, because when it came down to the fact that clean a combination punching, man, fucking, it was like every time Triple G would throw something out there, Derevyanchenko would just jump on him with like 4 to 6 punch combinations.
And I'm a big Golovkin fan, bro, but I ain't no fanboy. I'll tell you when I think he lost, man. Fuck all that noise. I say he man, fucking Derevyanchenko was punching him in the body. He looked like Triple G was about to shit his drawers, bro. Real.
They should really run that back. They should run that back.
Dude, all of them is good fights. To him, that's the other thing. And then you still got Danny Jacobs floating around out there too, bro. Those are all good fights that can get made, man. Like there's
absolutely. My thing is, why is Danny Jacobs and Andrade not fighting? Because both of these guys really need a big name. Both of these guys need some smoke. Both of these, and I understand. People are saying, well, there's different divisions, but Andrade already said he'd move up and fight, Billy Joe Saunders and shit. And Danny Jacobs said he could still make 160 if it was for Jermell Charlo. So if both of these guys willing to go back to different weight classes, why wouldn't they just fight each other? The fight makes a lot of sense because one of them is going to come out with a bigger name because they fought the other. It makes too much sense not to make.
A lot of good fights to be made at that division.
Yeah, I would love to see that fight. I was mad when it didn't happen originally because, Billy Joe tested positive for something. But they should definitely remake that fight. I don't care if it's at 168 or 160. It's a good fight.
All right. And we got another question from Martin. He said, is Lomachenko ducking Teofimo Lopez? I'll take this one first. I don't think so at all. I don't think anybody's ducking anybody in that situation. I think right now, and let's put the coronavirus aside. Negotiations for this type of fight, for a fight technically to be undisputed, if you look at it that way, they're going to always be fucking tricky. They're always going to be hard. There's always going to be a lot of back and forth. There's always going to be a lot of problems. So when you got something like that, I just think it's typical negotiations, banners, and then eventually at the end, these guys are going to get the fight made. It's going to get done when all this shit opens back. That's my perspective. What do you guys think? Do you think anybody's ducking in that situation? D, we'll start with you first.
Nah, I don't think Lomachenko's ducking Teofimo. Lomachenko don't have no reason to duck Teofimo, regardless of what fans think. I know a lot of fans want to think that the kid gonna go in there and knock him out or whatever, but I'm a Teofimo fan. I tell you right now, Loma has no reason to duck this kid. It's just like Nuke said, bro. When you get it to a undisputed matchup like this, it's not going to go through squeaky clean. You're going to have some hiccups trying to make this fight happen. But, it's going to happen, man. I think, if anything, the coronavirus probably increases the chance of this fight happening because it puts more time in between so that they can get everything figured out, numbers or whatever.
What do you think? Red glove, two hands?
I don't think he's ducking. This is just the landscape of boxing. Like, these things happen where it takes a long time to negotiate a fight. Unfortunately, with what's going on, this has put everything, not just the sport, but everything to a halt. But I don't think Lomachenko is ducking. They were in negotiation. There was some theories that, Canelo trying to figure out his next fight at the time was holding it up. There's a lot of different factors and I think, I don't think he was ducking. I think it was just they were trying to work things out, and then this happened. So, well, I don't think he was ducking. That's my answer.
Okay, two hands. What do you think? Anybody ducking?
All right, I got two different perspectives. I'm gonna come at this, right? Okay, so I got one side where I got inside information where it was just basically just boiled down to just the contract right now. It's like Teofimo feels as though every time they send a contract and they adhere to his demands, Lomachenko tried to change it. Now I didn't hear anything on the opposing side from Lomachenko's team about it, but when you hold most of the belts, I mean, you should have a majority of the decisions, and you should get a bigger chunk of the pie. Now, if you've been jockeying for that fight for the past 3 years, like you and your father say it was at the end of the day, and you feel so confidently as you do, talking about you'll knock them out from 1 to 5 rounds, then just sign the motherfucking dotted line and get it done. I'm not saying you should get pimped about your money, but the way you're talking about it and the way your father's been talking up the fight, if you really feel like you're going to go do this and do that to that guy, then you shouldn't be tripping about little commas and little intricacies like that. But here's another problem that I do have with Lomachenko, though. When Devin Haney made it very clear that he wanted his head, Bob Arum said he was signed to the wrong promotional company if he wanted that fight. But that wasn't where the problem was. Devin Haney did everything he could to put himself in that position. Now the franchise comes up. Now when it comes to Teofimo Lopez, they wanted your head for the past 3 years. You tell him he needs to get a belt if he wants to see you. But in the same breath, you gonna say you'll fight Tank Davis. Tank Davis don't got no fucking belt. Ooh. He got a baby belt. So that's where my problem lies with it. Now, do I think Lomachenko's ducking him? Absolutely not. But when you talk about Tank don't have to have a belt, but Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez does, it kind of make it look kind of crazy.
Yeah, I can't really, defend that. And low key, I agree with you, two hands, with that statement. But when it comes to like Teofimo versus Loma, I think it's just the money holding it up. I saw a video of Teofimo, on Twitter, and he said something like Lomachenko wants 80% split or some shit like that. I think that's a little too much for Loma, in my opinion, like 80%, or, I think it should be more like 60-40 or whatever. But I think it's just the money holding it up. You know what I mean? I don't think Loma's scared to fight Teo, even though I think Teo can beat him. I don't think Loma's scared to fight anyone. He just has that mentality to me that he's willing to take on the best, in his whole career. He's shown that. So I don't think he's scared to fight Devin or Teo. You know what I mean? Just looking at his career and just his mentality. I don't see him ducking anyone.
What do you think, Johnny?
About what?
Is Lomachenko looking to duck Teofimo? That was the question on the chat. I mean, do you think anybody?
Nah, man. I think that I think they're just not setting it with this shit going on, bro. I think they're both down. I don't think anybody's ducking anybody, and that's an amazing fight, bro. I hope it happens, man.
And that's probably the fight right now that I might be the most hyped for, honestly, because that's one hell of a fight that could end in a lot of different ways. I'll tell you this. Let me ask you this. Teofimo is having issues making 135. He's trying to get to 140. He said he wanted, before this year started, he said he wanted to go to 140 this year. He wanted to fight at least 2 or 3 times. He wanted to try to unify against Lomachenko, and no matter what happened in that fight, he wanted to move up in weight. If Teofimo, if the coronavirus thing lasts too long and it goes into later in the year and Teo like, hey, man, I got to move up. I can't make this weight anymore comfortably. Is he ducking?
Man, and see, I don't know, bro, because, when I listen to Teofimo's dad, it's been the same sentiments. Like they've been trying to get the Lomachenko fight and go to 140 because he straight up said, now, if I'm listening to it from a father's perspective, being a father myself, and I'm just like, yo, I want to get my son to 140 because it's killing him. You know what I'm saying? That I understand. But you know what I'm saying? It's saying you're not going to wait for him. But don't say you're going to go to 140 and then, you know what I mean, say if the fight presents itself, don't say you won't take the opportunity and come back down to 135. Because if you're going to go to 140, fuck it. Go to 140 if it makes you feel better. But at the same time, if you got to get the fight at 135, come back and fucking take it is what I'm saying. Not saying that, you should have to jump through hoops around a certain fighter. But I mean, let's be serious here. He earned his spot. He earned his belts. My whole thing is I don't see Lomachenko ducking anybody with his certain skill set. I'm just not one of these dudes that sit up there and act like Lomachenko is the second coming of Christ. Because I see holes in his game just like I see holes in everybody else's game. I'm not going to treat him like that. You know what I mean? He's a great fucking fighter, but I'm not going to act like this nigga, you know what I'm saying, just parted the Red Sea and this nigga's the greatest thing moving. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
This one got two hands. He just gonna keep that shit all the way 100. What would you say?
I agree. I agree with the whole Devin Haney situation. I think that's a little fugazi in my opinion. And I also think low key a little bit Bob might have his hand in. If the fight doesn't happen with Tio and Loma, I think Bob might, have put a halt to it in my opinion. Just so Loma can continue doing his thing and then Tio could just move up to 140 and that'll make the roster for 140 for Top Rank deeper. And that'd also make Loma, you know what I'm saying, after he fights, that make the belt would be vacant at that point if Tio moves up. And then Loma could just get that belt, he'd become undisputed technically, and then he can move back down and then there'll be fights there. And whether people can consider that a duck, I would just leave that up to other people if that happens, I'm saying. That's just me speculating though.
Fellas, that's a hell of a stacked division. You get Teofimo, you get Regis Prograis, you get Josh Taylor, you get Jose Ramirez. God damn, that's a stacked division at 140.
Oh, yeah.
D, what do you think? Red Glove, what do you guys think? Is Teofimo wrong to want to move up if this shit takes too long because he's been planning this? I know D, you're a Teofimo expert. What do you think of this shit?
No, I think that he should go ahead and move up. I mean, it's a golden opportunity. Don't get me wrong. And everybody like, well, that's to beat the best at 135 and all of that. But it gets to the point where it's unhealthy. And in my opinion, he's already at a disadvantage because of experience and just what Loma knows how to do in the ring. But to be drained down against Lomachenko, that's even worse, bro. Like he has to get his ass.
It's JJ in the chat knows how bad I want that fight. He said, "Tell us how you feel if that shit don't happen." Oh man,
I want that. I ain't gonna lie to you, Johnny boy. I wanted that fight more than any other fight in 2020, bro. That's the only fight I was looking forward to. And Rui Casimiro second.
Yeah, you know what? My three was. I mean, before the virus and all the shit started breaking up, all the craziness started breaking off. But the three I had three I was looking forward to. It's springtime. I had that one was number one. Owie Casimiro was two, and the other one I was really looking forward to was Usyk Chisora, bro. Okay, those three right there, bro. I was like, I got to get that in, bro. I need that. I need that shit. I need that. And I was like, but man, if he can't make weight, let the kid move up. I mean, he's at that point, at least for me. What is he, 22, Teofimo?
Yeah.
That's around the time, like, I finished growing. Like, motherfuckers talking, like, when you 18, you stop growing. Like, no, I didn't quit growing until I was, like, 22, bro. Yeah, fucking, but if he's got to move up, he's got to move up. What are you going to do? And fucking, it'd be unfortunate, but in the same breath, there is fights for him at 140. I mean, he's with Bob. They got fucking Taylor. They got Ramirez. They got Hooker. Like
they got everything at 140, man. That's
But see, 135 is so stacked too. It's just unfortunate that those guys can't sit there because it's a lot of the young, Top Gun prospects at 135 right now that you know what I'm saying really should be mixing it up. That really should be making it happen. And you got Lomachenko sitting there, of course.
Yeah.
Two hands. Solid. Two hands. I think even Ryan Garcia will probably move up to 140 soon. He's a big guy for that, for 135 himself. I feel like that's why he wants the Tank fight now, because that could be a big money fight for him. And then after that, he could just go to 140 and start fighting there. But he does need the experience first.
That's fact, because Ryan Garcia dad was just saying that they want to make that fight when Ryan Garcia hits 22, but they don't want to make the fight until like December or something like that because they want him to progress into his man's body. My whole thing is, not everybody progresses into their man body at 22, because I know I was hitting growth spurts when I was damn 20 years old and shit like that, putting on extra weight 22, 23. Like So you don't necessarily, you're just not gonna get all your man strength at 22, bro. I really don't see most people getting their man strength until they're about 27, 28. That's when you really in your prime. 27, I'd say 26 to about 33, 34.
Yeah, and if Loma go to 130 or 126, I don't see anybody beating him, bro. At 130, 126, those are his divisions. Like that's where he is a monster, in my opinion. He just demolishing people. So I don't see him. 135 has been a little shaky because those guys are naturally bigger than him, but he's still dropping them and beating them up. So 130, 126, I mean, I don't see anybody beating them.
Here's the only thing that I got a problem with. Here's the deal with me. Now, you know, I completely understand where Devin Haney and I completely understand where Teofimo is coming from because they want to get at him. They're young, they're ready, and they know their bodies is growing. They know they're going to get bigger, stronger, faster, et cetera, et cetera. So they're trying to get them where it makes sense to where it ain't going to hurt them. So it's really kind of like on an even playing field. My whole thing is this. This is what pisses me off about boxing fans. Now, when it comes to Lomachenko and these young guns want to fight him, the first thing motherfuckers say is, oh, he ain't done nothing. What has he done to earn a fight with fucking Lomachenko, et cetera, et cetera. But then on the other hand, you know what I mean? Like what is it? I mean, what is it? I mean, shit. I mean, do you want the young niggas to go after the greats, or do you want them to just sit back and just sit on their hands like PBC fighters?
Because that's when you start getting these padded records. And just real quick, because I didn't get to say what I think. I don't think I wouldn't consider it ducking myself just because, you know, he laid out the plan to move up already. It's not like he's, you know, just talking this stuff. And I mean, if it is harder for him to make weight, I'm with D. You want these guys to fight at a healthy weight, not unhealthy. So I gotta agree with D there. So I wouldn't count it as ducking, but you're right. Two hands, like with this whole thing about, you know, oh, he hasn't earned the fight. This is boxing. These guys got to step it up sometime. If they're trying to step up to your favorite fighter, so be it. Like I said, this is Darwinism. Survival of the fittest. We want to see the best fight the best.
What's the first thing niggas always say? What has Bud Crawford done at 147? What has he done at welterweight to get an Errol Spence fight? But Errol Spence just fought Mikey Garcia, who came up from who came up from what, 135, ain't did shit at ain't do shit at 147. So my thing is
this. Exactly.
Well,
exactly. And he gave him 50-50. And he gave him 50-50 on top of that. Why is it so crazy for Bud to get 50-50? I mean, if you don't feel he's the A side, I understand that. But still, how does Mikey get 50-50 with zero fights at 147? But Bud has to do more.
Let me just say this real quickly. As far as them earning back to what Two Hands was saying, as far as them earning the fight with Lomachenko, Teofimo has, because he just went in there and knocked Comey out in 2 fucking rounds and won the title. So he has earned his bones to challenge Teofimo. The rest of these boys, on the other hand, see, this is the thing. This is why I give Teofimo so much props, too. And y'all know I'm a big Lomachenko fan. But this is why I give Teofimo props, bro. He's the only one of these young bulls calling for these big fights, actually trying to fucking prove himself. The rest of these dudes are just happy with slapping the shit out of the Walgreens clerks and shit over here. I mean, that's why that's somebody had mentioned Ryan Garcia in the chat. That's why I wanted to see him and Linares, because for both guys, Ryan Garcia, it was a chance for him to make his bones and fight somebody with a name. For Linares, it was a chance to say, okay, I can go in there with one of these young guys and prove that I still got something. So that's why I wanted to see that fight too, Ryan Garcia and Linares.
And that fight makes a lot of sense, though.
I agree.
Yeah. Absolutely. But when it comes, like I said, Teofimo actually has earned his crack at Lomachenko. The rest of these dudes ain't done shit.
I agree with you. You know what it is when it comes to like earning a spot to fight some guy or whatever. For me, if you become a mandatory, you earn your spot. If you become a champion and you're trying to unify, you earn your spot. Like you become
Devin
a
Haney
champion.
got fucked in that situation. We got to
No,
remember.
and I agree with you.
He did it
That's
the
why I
right way.
agree.
He went through the
Exactly.
eliminators and everything. They made that nigga franchise champion when he was trying to get his scalp. So
That's a
Devin
fact.
Haney did it the right way too. Regardless
Yep.
of who was in front of him when he had to go that path, he went it. Now the rest of these other dudes, they wasn't willing to walk the path that Devin Haney and Teofimo were willing to go. And you know, and those two look like they headed for a crash course because they beefing hard. You know, Devin Haney and Teofimo, and that's one I can't wait to see. And that might make a lot of sense if a lot of this shit don't happen. But I'm just saying, for those two guys, they did what they had to do. A lot of these other guys, I can't really rock with it.
And that's why I agree with you, Two Hands, in that scenario with Devin Haney. For me, it's like once you become a mandatory or you're a champion trying to unify, then you earn your spot. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can tell you anything. Now, if you're a prospect calling out champions, then I understand the champion saying, okay, why don't you earn the fight with me? Like, go become a champion, get a belt, and then I'll fight you. If you become a mandatory to me, then I'll fight you. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just calling me out for like clout or whatever, then I can understand the champion saying you got to earn the shot because I earned my shot. So now you need to.
But as far as Devin Haney goes, bro, he didn't fucking beat nobody to get that title, bro. Like,
I see the title wasn't even what I'm even speaking on. Fuck that title. You know what I mean? Because honestly, it's kind of like it's like no different than Jermell and Canelo. Shit, they just threw that fucking belt in Jermell's lap. Jermell is happy as hell he got that belt. You know what I mean? Devin Haney didn't want it that way. He was willing to go through whatever route they made him take to get the fight with Lomachenko. Then you get hit with this nigga's franchise. Now you don't get it, and it's just like you just now. It's like, what the hell? I didn't want it that way, but you forced to give it to me this way. I'm gonna have to take it because, in a sense, if you worked your ass off and you got to take it, I mean, fuck it. I don't want nobody else to have it because I feel like Devin Haney, he's willing to prove himself at any given second. A lot of these fighters aren't willing to do what Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez is willing to do, man. We just gotta be honest here, man. Like,
I mean, and both of them boys, man, is Haney and Teofimo. They fucking tremendous, bro. They're gonna be. And not to mention another thing about those two in specific, bro, is they got a good fucking head on their shoulders.
Absolutely.
That they're not fucking being retards and fucking going and getting in fights at the club and drinking themselves stupid and fucking doing this, that, and the third, crashing Ferraris and this kind of shit. So they both seem like they got a good fucking head on their shoulders. They got their family around them. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, they ain't with the bullshit like this.
Johnny, it's like they have careers to look out for.
Exactly, Greg. But they're not being some fucking goofies like Broner and Tank and Charlos and these dumbass motherfuckers running around here snorting powder, acting a fool, and drinking a bunch of liquor and like, nah, man.
Beating up women.
I mean, I can understand shit going down like when you're young or maybe even once in a blue moon. But with some of these guys, it's a pattern. But with Lomachenko and Lopez, I mean, they seem to take the fact that they have a professional boxing career very seriously.
Well,
that's the way it should be.
It's not like you're going to a basketball game and you're choking your baby mama on camera. That's your career.
Or
headline anything you do in the ring.
Or hollering at a 16-year-old getting DUIs and all this other shit in the first quarter of 2020.
Adrian Broner coming to your local high school, bro, to take out some of the sophomore and junior girls, bro. You better watch out.
Be ready to catch them outside. How about that?
You say what?
Be ready to catch them outside. How about that?
I got the next question here, and it said, do you think Gervonta Davis will ever fight some real killers like Oscar Valdez or Burchell? Anybody like that? Will Tank Davis ever take on a challenging fight? That's more than what people think.
Yo, real quick, Tuan. I think Tank Davis is going to take on a challenging fight, but by default, because here's the thing. I really believe that Floyd and Ellaby and those guys have faith in Tank against Ryan Garcia, but I don't. I think that's the challenging fight he's going to take on by default, not even knowing it's going to be as challenging as it is. and possibly go in there and get his ass knocked out. You know, so because I think they really feel like he can beat Ryan, and I don't think they're correct. I think that Ryan's gonna dismantle Tank.
To segue off what you're saying, D, I kind of feel exactly where you're coming from, because you know how Floyd is, based this whole career. You know the whole Latino, African American beef in boxing and what that does to the sports, how many tickets and seats it fill up. Now Floyd probably looking at Ryan Garcia like he's, the 135 pretty boy, the GQ little model and shit like that. Like he ain't really throwing no hands, probably looking at the guys he's knocking out like, oh, he ain't shit, whatever. And they ready to put Tank in that situation, but they don't know. Ryan Garcia has been a student of the game, and he's been preparing to peel the fur off this nigga for years now.
Yeah. Yep.
Unbiased, what do you think about that?
Cool.
Yeah, look, I got Ryan. I think Ryan could clip and stop Tank, man. I see him getting clipped in between those little flurries, and Ryan throwing that nice left hook, because Tank always dips his head low. You'd be right in the position to get clipped by that left hook fast and quick. And, Tank, to me, man, I think he did take a step-up fight when he fought his baby mother. So, I mean, he's doing the right thing. No, I'm just joking. But I really don't see them putting him in there with like a Teofimo or a Loma. I personally, I think they're just going to baby his career. I think they're going to feed him Leo. And then that'll do the, like you pull up the Mexican fighter to fight him and, make your popularity known, kind of like what Spence did with Mikey. So, I mean, I see that plan happening. That's pretty much what I see going on right there.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, too. They're going to pull Leo up just like they did with Spence and Mikey, and Floyd did with a lot of these dudes.
I mean, when was the last time Tank fought somebody who was actually in his weight class? It's been a while.
Yo, how the fuck? My question is, how the fuck do you move up in weight and then still miss weight?
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which is why I don't think which is why I wouldn't say he could duck Berchelt and Valdez any further, but I feel that he ducked them in the past. So he didn't try to make those fights. But he's going to continue doing what he's doing, in my opinion. Like you guys said, like he's going to keep pulling up these guys from lower weights. They're going to keep trying to say that he's a superstar, and the fanboys will buy the bullshit while the rest of us will sit on the sidelines shaking our heads.
And now I got another question from everybody in the chat. And this one was, is this going to help Deontay Wilder, the coronavirus? Because more than likely the fight's going to get pushed back. He's going to have more time to train and prepare for Tyson Fury. Is this going to help Deontay Wilder in any kind of way to get
Hell no.
back?
Hell no.
He's going to keep getting older. I mean, it gives him more time to train, but he ain't that young.
You know what?
Exactly. It's not going to help. He can't beat Fury. That's it. It's no help for Wilder. I keep telling people, I don't give a fuck if he get Foreman, Floyd, and whoever the fuck together. He not going to beat Fury. The motherfucker don't have it in him. His days are numbered in this sport.
Yeah, D. What's up, D? It's been a while, bro.
Yeah, man. I had to get warmed up again, man. That dude aged
I
money.
knew that nigga was hot.
I got you. You just quiet, bro. I was like, what's good?
Yeah. I would reach through the screen sometimes and just choke his
Matador though, man. Matador just made a good fucking comment there too. He just said Floyd and Oscar continuing their rivalry through Tank and Ryan. I never thought about it like that, but
oh wow. Yeah. Young guys.
That's
not bad. That was a good call, Matador. It ain't there.
Yeah, that would actually be that could potentially be pay-per-view worthy. But like if they build it,
Ryan. Yeah, that's definitely pay-per-view, man.
I'm saying
but I'm saying if they build it right, it could be extremely successful with the whole thing where Floyd and Oscar, if they build it like that, where it's like the next generation rivalry, I mean, they can make it even bigger than what it already is.
The thing for me with Tank at 135, everyone's bigger than him as well. Like Ryan's naturally bigger than Tank. He has longer reach. He to me hits harder than Tank. Look at Tank's power at 135. It's very questionable. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. You put Gamboa in front of Tio, that's obliteration in one round. You put Ryan would stop Gamboa in like 5 if we're being honest with ourselves. You know, going 12 with Gamboa, torn Achilles. The dude was just there to be hit. Like, come on, bro. Like, you think that is gonna really beat Ryan? I just don't. I don't know, man. He got to do more.
I think Lomachenko would turn Gamboa into Rigo 2.0.
I think he'd chop all them balls.
Lomachenko would have beat Gamboa a whole lot worse than Tank did with one leg. Because just think about how Lomo moves around that ring, and Gamboa's with one fucking leg, bro. He would have beat the shit out of Gamboa.
Bro, Gamboa would have ran. He would have ran out the ring. Like Gamboa would have jumped out the ring and just quit.
One leg and a broken shoe.
He would have jumped out with using one leg because the other one wasn't working. So fucking dude. Yeah, man. They could. That's red. That's a good point too, bro. They could build that fucking thing up like you know, Floyd versus Oscar, the rivalry continues and all this other shit like that. They just need to put, just because they both, you know, ain't really fought too much of shit, they should put like a solid fucking undercard on there. I was just trying to think of one. Like, because one's with Golden Boy and one's with Floyd, you know, they should put like fucking
Virgil. Put Virgil on there.
Yeah, put Virgil and one of them boys at 140 or 147 with him.
But you got to find somebody good for Virgil to fight. You know, you got a lot of the guys on the PBC. I think the perfect fight for Virgil Ortiz, honestly, is Sergey Lipinets. I think that would be a great fight from both ends. Play. I mean, what do you guys think about Sergey Lipinets versus Virgil Ortiz? I think that's a hell of a fight.
Well, Lipinets. One second.
That's a funny war right there.
Lipinets already.
Lipinets
already has a fight set with that Abdu Kakarov.
Yeah, Abdu Kujatilo. But Virgil Ortiz could get a fight with Blair Cobbs. That would be a good showcase fight for him.
I think IBFP was trying to come up with a good, like, I think he's trying to stack. He's trying to stack up that pay-per-view, and that would with those two fights. I think I would be willing to pay $100 instead of $75. Like, you know, they were charging.
I think Virgil stops Lipinets, in my opinion, bro. Just from what I see from Lipinets, man, he got his defenses. It's questionable, man. I thought Eric Boone beat him when he first came to the welterweight division, and I thought, you know, old Lamont was outboxing him until he stopped him. You know, you put that old Lamont in front of Virgil, you get destroyed. Like Virgil right now, Virgil has the momentum. He has the youth. Like he's coming to, you know, slaughter some shit. And I see Lipinets just honestly getting bodied by Virgil.
Well, I got an interesting question. Somebody came on here and asked me this question. I just want to ask it to everybody. They said, if Terrence Crawford can't get any of the bigger fights at 147, should he, you know, move up to 154 for one-off fight and fight Jermell Charlo? Does that make any sense? Because, you know, the PBC would most likely give him the fight since Charlo would have all the advantages. Does that make any sense? And if they did take the fight, who would win it?
I'm gonna say this, man, and I say this, you know, I'm gonna say this with all the respect, with all the respect in the world, bro. Y'all gotta stop looking for unrealistic shit that's not gonna happen.
Thank you.
Bud is not gonna move up to 147 to 154 and get a fight with Charlo. Charlo wouldn't take it; it wouldn't happen. Now, considering all of the shit Bud's going through at 147, I said this as an option. We all know that Patrick Teixeira holds the WBO at 154. I look at Patrick Teixeira like a person that Bud can beat, put another accolade underneath his belt. If he can't get the fight he's looking for, go up to 154, beat Patrick Teixeira since you have the WBO and he has the WBO, fight him, come another division champion, and then you can come back to your campaign, or if you don't want to come back, you can stay at 154. But I mean, come on, man, Charlo fucking Bud ain't gonna happen, man. He ain't gonna move up and get no Charlo fight.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's a little. That's a little far fetched in my mind,
Yeah.
too. And not to mention, man. I'm not saying whoever said that in the chat, but bro, y'all gotta quit asking these fucking fighters to keep moving up and moving up and moving up and moving up and moving up. Not everybody's fucking Manny Pacquiao and Oscar De La Hoya, bro. Like, come on.
And even that Manny Pacquiao had to do it at a catch weight, which is to me that was low key respectable because he's short and his reach and everything. But like, come on, like guys that are 6 foot, and at 154, if they're 6 foot, you can ask them, hey, you could move up to 160. That's understandable. But Bud Crawford's dimensions, his frame. 154, that's pushing it, bro. And like,
look at how.
And King, one second, two hands. I was just gonna say that's the same thing. Speaking on Lomachenko, this is the same thing when you motherfuckers come onto my stream and shit and be asking me about Loma to go on a 140. That dude's tiny at 135.
Yeah, come on, bro. Like come on. Come on.
Nigga like 5'6" with a 65-inch reach and shit.
I mean, right. Man, did y'all see him standing next to Luke Campbell, bro? That motherfucker was huge compared to him, bro.
Right. But then if you put a demand in for Andre to go to 168, it's ridiculous, right?
Yeah. Matter of fact, that big ass fucking goofy looking weight bully Callum Smith should be fighting at fucking cruiserweight. By the way, you want to talk about moving up the weight?
Hey, Johnny boy, I've been saying that, man. He's hiding out right there because he knows what'll happen if he moves up.
Callum Smith a disappointment, man.
Listen, bro, I'm not giving that fucking goofy looking kid no props because he beat a 40-year-old George Groves who's a foot shorter than him. I don't give a fuck, man.
That's what I'm saying. I was just like, bro, I'm like, what are all these unrealistic expectations for these fighters, man? It's just like, oh, you can't get a fight? Well, move up, then move up. Bud, the Boogie man at 147, man, move up. You can't get a fight at 54, go to 160. Man, like, let's be serious here, bro. We got Jared Hurd at 154 right now, and he has no business with his big ass there. Like, we got Errol Spence at 147 with his big ass. He has no business being there. And like, y'all want this dude to just keep running into unfamiliar territory. See, what it is motherfuckers ain't never satisfied until, the dude that you probably dislike low-key, you just want to see him catch an L. Or face the wrong type of adversity.
That's what it is.
Difference between adversity and just a fucking landslide, bro. And certain shit is just a fucking landslide.
Two hands. Not even gonna make this up, bro. On literally on Twitter yesterday, somebody said that Bud should move up to 160 and fight Triple G since he can't get a fight.
Oh my God!
You guys, it's like you guys just want to see the dude lose. That's really it. Like, come on, bro. Like, and I'm gonna be honest. Listen, I would favor Jermell over Bud because Jermell got a chin. He got a chin. It's just not realistic for me. Like, and I like Crawford too. But 154, those guys are huge. They're big.
Some of them. I got a question for you real quick. Why would somebody ask a question like that about Bud Crawford when you see Errol Spence, who would be more of a natural middleweight himself, when Andrade was calling him out because he was saying he wanted to fight Canelo and all these other people, why would nobody put that same pressure on Errol Spence, a guy who has more of a natural frame for those divisions? Why
exactly
smoke on Errol Spence that they would put on Terrence Crawford?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You got guys that are 154 that are like 6'3" or 6'2", and they're at 154. Those guys could literally be at 168 or 160 if they wanted to, but they don't want to. They don't want to. They want to, shrink down and fight the smaller guys. It gives them an advantage, if we're being honest. So that's what's happening in boxing. You got Spence staying at 147 his whole entire career when he literally could be a middleweight tomorrow if he wanted to. He even said in an interview with ES News that he could shrink down to fight Canelo. Shrink down to fight Canelo?
Man, next thing you know, man, fuck it, man. Tomorrow, man, you know what? Now, you knew he might as well go up to 154, goddamn it, shit.
Yeah.
Anything is possible, right? Anything is fucking possible.
Look, if you got the frame that fills out well, then maybe it's possible. But I mean, a lot of these guys, they really just want to push for these ridiculous fights. But then when you see somebody like Errol Spence, who's draining, he's pulling off 30 pounds, and you think you're 30 years old and you're going to be able to keep doing that shit after a massive car wreck. He probably got, in my opinion, I'm gonna just give my opinion. I know a lot of people are going to feel differently. I think in 2021, to be honest, I think he's just going to be done with welterweight. I think he has to be at 154. He's going to be too drained. I think he's going to be at 154 in 2021. I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, he's going to be in a welterweight." He's not in this. He's going to be 30 years old, still dropping 30 plus pounds with a fucked up lifestyle, drinking, partying, choker chain promotions, all this old weirdo shit. He's just not going to be able to keep making 147 pounds, being that fucking big, that long. 2021, he's at 154, and he's going to ask for Bud to meet him there. Mark my words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Spence, man, you know, time is ticking for this dude, bro, at 147. He might be having problems getting down already because all of these videos he coming in, he looking quite chunky to tell you the truth. It don't look like he been in the gym at all, and that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign for his return fight. And I'm telling you right now, everything depends on how Spence looks in this return fight. I mean, against Bud, against Pacquiao, against whoever. Spence has to look good and dominant. If not, bro, if there's any flaws, because he already had flaws, but if there's anything slight of what he was before, they might as well not even put him in the ring with Bud because he's going to get demolished.
So, and you know what? I'll give Spence a pass.
I don't see this man fighting.
I'll give Spence a pass, man. For right now, I'll give Spence a pass because the Hennessy and the supercar and the flipping it like 5 times, and you know you got to recover from that, right? So if he can't make 147 because his body at this point is broken from the car crash, I'm gonna give the dude a pass if that's the case. But acknowledge it, say it, and then we could go from there. But don't say, "Oh, I'm no tune-ups. I'm the best. Give me Manny. Give me Bud." Don't be saying you're the king of the hill, and then you know what I'm saying, you just move up to 154. Just let us know, and I'll be okay with it.
I think I said that shit on UGC, but I truly believe that. You know, I truly believe, like, I'm kind of leaning towards what Bob Aaron was saying. I don't think Errol Spence is fighting again, man. Like, if you look at him, he seemed neurologically off. He just looked like he's staring off in space somewhere. Like, you know, I mean, I understand, you know, you're going through the whole process of recovery. But, I mean, let's be serious here. If you're unified champion, you're young gun, you know, one of your top guys over at the PBC just wrecked a Ferrari and went through a freaking windshield, lost all his teeth, et cetera, and you're not going to sit up there and just come out and just say, oh, he could never fight again. That would be like damn near suicide. So I don't know if the kid ever going to be able to come back, man. I truly don't think he's going to be able to come back. I don't wish that on him, but just the way things are seeming, bro, it's seeming kind of janky.
Yeah, man. I had now I'm real critical of Spence and Mikey both, matter of fact. But anyways, they fucking somebody just said, yeah, JKE said no broken bones. I'm a savage. Yeah, that's what he said. I was sitting over here fucking, you know, having a prayer for you that you was good after that fucking car crash you got into, and then you come out and talk some dumb shit like that. Like, bro, you ain't no savage. You're just a fucking idiot, bro. That's what you ain't no savage, bro. I fucking went on a fucking high-speed car chase through the middle of downtown Milwaukee in the fucking black Monte Carlo. I had about 8 squad cars chasing after me, man. You better get the fuck out of here with that. You think you was savage, bro? I ain't talking, and this was before Twitter and none of this other shit. All we was caring about was your health and make sure you didn't get your fucking coconut split open, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and fucking make sure you didn't get your melon busted, bro. And then you go, oh, I'm a savage. Nah, you a fucking moron is what you
Man, it's almost a direct smack in your fans' face, bro. It's a direct smack, bro. It's a direct smack in people's face when you just cheated fucking death, dude. You drunk driving, you know what I'm saying? You throw yourself through a windshield and you talking about you a savage. Then you come out in another video looking drunk, disoriented, belligerent, inebriated as hell, talking about something. Man, got thrown through a Ferrari window, bounced off the concrete, lost some teeth and all that shit, man. But fuck it, we going ball. See, this is the problem with these fighters now, bro, where it differentiates with Teofimo and Devin Haney. Devin Haney and Teofimo, they aren't shy in knowing that they're role models. They really trying to embody everything a star is supposed to be. A star athlete is supposed to be a role model. You know, walk the right way, eat right, do the right things. Man, these dudes don't look at themselves like role models. Man, they divisive, they destructive, they don't care. And that destructive behavior is catching up with them, man.
And two hands, like I say, and they're doing the right shit with regards to, look, man, I'm coming up. I'm trying to prove I'm the best. I want everybody. I want everybody These other boys, they say Teofimo and Haney and them, and a couple of these other dudes with good heads on their shoulders, like I say, they're like, fuck that. I want the best fights I can get. The money will come. The money will come, bro. You gotta show me you're worth it, as Webby would say back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You better show me you're worth it, man. And you know, fucking you know, show me you're worth it, and the money will come, bro. But you know, you gotta fucking, like I said, before anything happens, you gotta start fighting some motherfuckers, man.
I'm gonna tell you guys this about Errol Spence, because this is something that I've been thinking about for a while now. I honestly think that Errol Spence could be, like, let's say, like Two Hands say, he's not coming back, or if he's coming back a little bit longer than we, you know, anticipate, or he might be off or something like that. I don't think the PBC want him to drop his belts, because they want to align their fighters to get those belts when they free up. And they don't want to make sure Bud Crawford or no other promotional companies has an opportunity to grab those belts. Look at Virgil Ortiz, young, hungry fighter, golden boy. They don't want him the chance to grab a free belt if Spence vacates. They don't want any of that. So they want to line everything up as soon as possible. If this is what's going on with Errol Spence before he moves up, or if he can't come back right away, they want to line this shit up so they can still have control of the division by holding all of those belts hostage and not sharing with Top Rank or Golden Boy.
I can definitely see that. I definitely see that.
I think they really don't want to. They really don't want to play well with others in that division. They don't want to. They don't want Danny Garcia to lose to Terrence Crawford and get stopped. They don't want Keith Thurman to face Virgil Ortiz and get stopped. They don't want these fights to happen. And the worst part about it is Keith Thurman's a good fighter. These guys are good fighters. You just got to let this shit play out, and they don't want to do it. They want to hold on. Errol Spence is 30 years old. 30 years old, and he was supposed to blast through Sean Porter, and he went life and death with the guy. But then you turn around and you're talking. You might as well take the Canelo fight as soon as you can get it, so you can cash the fuck out, because he's not dedicated to the sport.
Yeah, and another thing. I mean, all you got to do, and it's look at what they're trying to do with Plant and Benavidez, bro. Like, they asked him, they're like, "Yo, that's the fight. One of the good fights to be made at 68, bro." No, we're not going to do that shit till next year. Why? Are you that fucking greedy where you got to squeeze a fucking nickel until the eagle screams off of that bitch, bro? Like, what the fuck is the matter with y'all? They're both in the same weight class. They both got titles. They both fight on your platform. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, bro. Like, the fuck is
y'all know what else is fucked up about the Errol Spence situation is, like, if you face a horrific accident, you generally should probably be like the Floyd Mayweather type of guy, the way he kept his body, if you really truly gonna bounce off of some shit. He never took care of himself the way he was supposed to before the accident. So that decreases his chances of being able to bounce back off of that shit, bro.
That's true.
Bro, he just don't look good right now, man. He don't look good at all. And I'm not saying he's supposed to look great, but I mean, if you look at him, dude, I don't know, man. Like I said, I wish all the best for him, bro, but he just don't look like he coming back. And if he does, not at that weight.
2 hands. He could still be just celebrating the fact that he fucking survived this car crash. That's what it looks like, because he's still seen out in parties and clubs and stupid shit. I mean, if you think about it, if this shit happened to the average fighter, they go into training, they be behind closed doors. You would never see them at a party, on Instagram, none of that dumb shit. They'd be always about their craft because they're so thankful they got another chance. This guy's the opposite, and say, "Oh, you don't understand me because you're not where I'm from." From Dumbass Mountain, that's where you're from? Because only an idiot would do that.
Fucking Space Mountain, that's where the hell he from.
That's how did. Speaking of which, how did I think you told me before. I just don't remember. But how did y'all have Spence and Porter score? And Terrell Knox in the chat. Somebody blocked you. I'll fix that up, bro. You good out over here by me? Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna let everybody know. Terrell. I like Terrell. The thing is Terrell he's a little bit delusional with what he says. But another thing is, Terrell is more than welcome to ever click that link anytime he want to debate. I doubt he would ever do it. But I appreciate Terrell because he at least comes for the smoke. But I'll tell you this, you said how he scored Spence Porter. I had Porter winning the fight. I thought it was a close fight. I thought Porter edged it. Even with the knockdown, I thought he did enough to edge it because he did so much in the first half of the fight. He was turning the shit out of Errol Spence. But I think because Porter, everybody's always talking about fighters getting robbed, this and this shit. But when it comes to fighters like Errol Spence and all this shit, no one says anything. Everybody just ignores it and says, oh, well, he earned the fight. But if it was Canelo or somebody, people would have been crying highway fucking robbery.
Right. And IBF
with everybody else.
The night of that fight, okay, the night that fight happened last September, I had my homeboy's wedding to go to. Okay. So I was like, we got back and I was on probation and all this other shit. I was and I couldn't even have a fucking glass of wine at the wedding because they was taking my hair follicles or whatever. But anyways, I was already like, fuck, So we got back after the wedding and the after party and this shit. We went back to this hotel and it was big fancy hotel. The fucking joint was $280 for one night. But anyways, we go back to the hotel. They had a bar on the roof, right? We went fancy old joint, man. And here's Johnny's ghetto ass talking shit and fucking big old fucking rich kids running around this joint. So, but I'm like, yo, put fucking Spencer Porter on the thing real quick. So my boy, so I was watching and I was all fucking out of it. We just had this wedding. I'm watching it on my boy's phone. Everybody's partying and shit. Here I'm glued to the fucking my homie's phone watching Spencer Porter. They're all getting drunk and shit. And I'm like, motherfucker. But I thought he edged it out myself, bro. I thought he edged it out myself. See, that's how I had it, Dr. Mario. I had it 7-4. Yeah, that was my card, bro. That was my card, bro.
I had, of course, I had Spence winning the fight, but he needed the knockdown to do it. Like, I had to fight close. I didn't have Porter winning that fight regardless of the knockdown. I had to fight close. Me and Mark, Johnny boy, you was on there. Me and Mark went over it round by round. So
did you?
Yeah.
I just DVR'd. I only scored it that once too. I just DVR'd that bitch because they was replaying it on Fox. So I'm about to go watch and fucking score it again. I think.
Spud in the building.
Spud in the building.
How's it going there now, boys? D. Jefferson, Nuke the Landlord, 2 hands.
Salute.
And I don't know who that is, but apparently he's a Corona Lime.
It's your Italian rival, you fucking Irish potato.
I'll wedge my fist into your face like that lime in the Corona.
What's up, Spuds?
My sprouts are up. What's up with you?
Yeah. Is for you? If your sprouts are up, is that the equivalent for you having a hard on then?
No, that's gay. What's wrong with you? It means it's springtime and I'm budding.
Budding? Yeah, there you go.
2 hands. How did you have to fight, my brother?
Man, I had Porter edging out the fight, and then I even felt like with the knockdown in the later rounds that Errol scored. I still felt like that wasn't even enough for him to win the fight. I felt like they were going to try to use that as leverage to even give him the draw or screw him over, in which they did. I just felt like Sean Porter was the ring general. He controlled a lot of the rounds. I even felt like Sean Porter was punching cleaner than I've seen him punch in a lot of his fights. And then, to not even to mention the fact that the referees were completely against Sean Porter by not even deducting not one of those 80 nut blows he got hit with. So I definitely had Sean Porter winning that fight. But I only had him winning it by I think I had him winning by a round?
And that's one thing that I noticed too, the nut shots, everything. I mean, and even if you didn't have him winning, fine. I think a draw was fair. I don't think you take a man's fucking belt after some shit like that, a fight that close, and then he get hit with about 10 nut shots and nobody says shit. I think all of those things should be factored in. You don't take a guy's belt on that circumstance. That's my opinion. I know you guys might differ.
Bro, he was hooking off. He was hooking off on that man nuts like Calzaghe was doing Jeff Lacey in round 3.
King Spud, what did you think about the Porter Spence fight? How'd you see it? All that good stuff.
I thought it was a fantastic fight. It was one of the best fights last year. It was a very dirty fight on one person's behalf. And most people were saying that Porter's the dirty fighter. Yeah, he's never had a point deducted, and Spence has had 2. But let's move away from that and let's talk about this. Porter, I had him nicking the fight, but I can see it being a draw or Spence getting the win just because the drop could sway the fight. You know, the drop is very pivotal. I know a couple of other people had it to Spence, and that's a lot of people did. It was one of those 50-50 fights. Sean Porter's work, it goes very underappreciated, doesn't it? Because he rushes and people say it's sloppy. But it's actually very good what he does on the inside and how he takes lead arm control of his fighters and how he gets them back. And if you look at it, if Spence is the biggest bully in the division and the biggest guy, why is he being moved back by a 5'5" midget?
Boom. Boom. Boom.
Damn,
So
son,
I
you
felt
just
as
hit with
though
a wow effect.
I just felt as though he was the one pushing him back, and he was doing it cleanly. And I don't score illegal blows. If somebody does, that's fine. If you score the illegal shots, you could probably have Spence winning. But if you don't score them, I don't think he can win the fight. That's just for me.
And I agree with you 100%, Kings. But they had, Sean Porter out there looking like Vasil Lomachenko turning the shit out of Errol Spence like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this was supposed to be the easy road. 2 hands. What the fuck happened to the easy road?
Oh man, the easy road got hard. It looked like more like the road less traveled.
Yeah. Fucking yeah, somebody said, yeah, man, he was teeing off on his beanbag like fucking Andrew Galata over here.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Yeah. Whoever just said that in the chat, bro. Fucking
Porter came to fight and Spence was too busy playing with his Jimmy Jam. It's one of those things.
Oh, now we did have Rick Flows coming at you, Spud, Johnny Boy, and he says the same reason Anthony Joshua was backing up against Andy Reese. It ain't about height. So you guys want to respond to Rick Flows?
I'll respond. Spence is a come forward body puncher who gets everybody going back. And Sean Porter, in his previous fight, he was actually backed up by Ugas. So how come Spence couldn't do the same thing if he's meant to be this physical dominant and he's actually the largest in the division? It's not just about height, you're right. It's also about rehydrated weight. And he was larger, much larger.
It styles make fights. It can be about height. I've fucking sparred with dudes that was taller than me that I couldn't lay a glove on. I've sparred with dudes that was taller than me that I was knocking them around like a ping pong ball, bro. It can. It depends which it can be a big factor. Sometimes it ain't. Sometimes it is. It's one of them variables, bro.
Sporting Icon says Spence has the nipples of a pregnant woman. Does really like this?
That's the USADA nipples.
Hold on. Does that mean that Deontay Wilder's jealous of him?
them things flew over the White House on Independence Day and blew it up.
I mean, those things flashed Eddie Murphy in Trading Places via Jamie Lee Curtis.
Hey, Luke, I'm getting ready to I'm going to switch to my phone, bro. I'm coming right back.
All right, D, we're going to do final thoughts real quick. Everybody want to put in your final thoughts? We're going to wrap it up all the way.
Hey, man,
let me go ahead and go first, so I can go, because I got to run in the store. But shout out to Johnny Boy, my man King Spud, Mr. Two Hands Up, Fat, and my brother in this thing here, IBFP Boxing Nuke, the landlord. Appreciate you having me on, Nuke. Sorry, guys, I got a little flustered by that idiot earlier, but
yeah,
that's how it goes, man. Some guys I just don't want to deal with at all, like that DSFG clown. He in the lines of him, bro. It's a waste of time even talking to those fools. But y'all take care, bro. Fuck the fanboys. Get off the Tyson Fury's nut.
Yeah, D so hot in that joint. His icon was steaming.
And D, if you see anybody with a nose ring and a choker chain at the store, slap the shit out of them for me. Salute.
Yeah. Y'all take it easy, fam.
Let me just get my last little fucking how you doing in there. Yeah, everybody hit the like and subscribe to everybody's channel. IBFP, same here. you know I got love for you, bro. I had to address that bullshit with that clown because he was disrespecting my father, man. He's got cancer, man. Nah, like no. So apologies for that, but y'all know, and I appreciate you having me on. And God bless you all. Be safe out there in this goddamn fucking shit house of a fucking epidemic we got going on right now. So y'all take care. Thanks for having me on, brother.
Anytime, Johnny boy, and well wishes and blessings to your father, my brother.
All right, thanks, dude. Peace.
King motherfucking Spud.
Thank you very much for having me on, Nuke. Big ups to Two Hands, D Jefferson, Johnny Boy, everybody who's been on except for H Clown. But what I will say, I'll say this. Fanon is not the #1 potato on YouTube. I am. He's stealing my gimmick with that big head of his. And he can catch these hands anytime. Peace.
Man, well, I just gotta say, man, as always, man, salute to the chat, man. Y'all keep the live streams live. Man, Nuke, my brother, man, as always, appreciate you for having me. Y'all go subscribe to everybody channels that you rock with, and the ones that you don't, hey, you already know what to do. But as we always say, at the end of this shit, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind.
Yes, sir. 2 motherfucking hands up. If you don't know him, go subscribe. This is one of the realest brothers out here. And you know what? I just want to say one thing to Anthony Lumar. He said Wilder knocks everybody out. You came at the right time when we're disbanding to say some stupid shit like that. Because you know everybody would have roasted your ass for saying something like that. Wilder didn't knock out Fury, so you just made yourself look stupid. But but let me just say, salute to D Jefferson, you know, Mr. Two Hands Up, you know, Mark from Unrivaled Boxing Talk, Sporting Icons. You know, if you want to see Spud Unrivaled Boxing Talk, this guy knows his shit. Two Hands probably has the most informative, probably the most entertaining videos. I'm literally watching Two Hands, Speak Your Mind Sports Talk, Sporting Icons. That's where I go when I want to watch some real shit. Johnny Boy, salute. I watch Johnny Boy's shit. These guys are all real, man. Salute. And we're going to be back again, you know, this week. We're going to keep it pumping. And Two Hands, you want to hit them with the flavor one more time?
Hey, man, look, man. The landlord was here. He collected the rent. And if y'all didn't pay, Two Hands was pulling it up out your pockets, man. As we always say at the end of this shit, man, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. It's the motherfucking boss and the motherfucking landlord. Respect.
Respect. Salute, family.
Salute.